Week 15 in the 2023 NFL season starts tonight in the host of this season's Super Bowl, Las Vegas, Nevada, where the 5-8 Las Vegas Raiders will host the 5-8 Los Angeles Chargers, and this is one of 5 divisional matchups this weekend in Week 15. The byes are all done, and only 2 teams are currently eliminated from playoff contention: the Carolina Panthers, with the worst record in football at 1-12, and the New England Patriots at 3-10. No matter how bad the Panthers are, the Chicago Bears get the number 1 pick because the Panthers frittered that away in last NFL draft. Arizona Cardinals, you got to think at 3-10 are the next to get eliminated. But let's start with tonight, where I'm 6-9. I was 6-9 last week, 122 up and 86 down on the season. And the 2023 NFL season, Week 15 season starts tonight in Vegas, 8:15 p.m. on Prime Video. And I'm going to take the Raiders in this one. The Easton Stick era begins for the LA Chargers, as it was earlier last week, or in the Sunday game where against the Denver Broncos, it was Justin Herbert breaking his index finger. Now, they thought it might have been a sprain. It was a break. Surgery, out for the remainder of the season, and Brandon Staley's job is definitely on the line now. They got to win this, but I don't think they're going to. I'm going to take the Raiders to win this one. We've got 3 games on Saturday, all NFL Network, by the way, 1 p.m., Men at Sin. We've got the Minnesota Vikings at the Cincinnati Bengals in the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. And right now, both are 7-6. I'm going to take Cincinnati in this one. A few weeks ago, when the Pastronaut got figured out, I would have, he's been figured out now. A few weeks ago, he wasn't. I would have taken Minnesota because it looks like they were on a streak until they started losing. That's over. He's not even going to start now, and I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals to continue their winning ways. 4:30 p.m. on NFL Network, another AFC Norris team in action, the 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers, offensively challenged, at the 7-6 Indianapolis Colts. Colts aren't out of it when it comes to a wild card or the AFC South Division, one of the more improved teams in 2023. It's at Indy, and I'm going to take the Colts. Minshew Mania is real and spectacular. Pittsburgh's offense just continues to struggle, yet they always find a way, if you've noticed. I can see why my mother loves the Steelers, because she watched the heyday of the Steelers back in the day of the 70s. But they always find a way defensively. 8:15 p.m. on NFL Network. This is a good one. The Denver Broncos at 7-6 at the 9-4 slumping Detroit Lions. It's in Detroit, and I think I'm going to take the Lions in this one, but I think it's going to be close. It would not surprise me at all if Denver comes away with the victory. They're clicking, you know. Then we go to Sunday games. We have the 5-8 Chicago Bears, who will have the number 1 pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, pretty much no matter what, unless they want to fritter that away. At the Cleveland Browns at 8-5, Joe Flacco officially today signed his 1-year contract off the practice squad, and officially the starter moving forward for the Cleveland Browns, and that's a good thing. I'm going to take the Brownies in this one in Cleveland. Next on Fox at 1 p.m. on Sunday, we've got a divisional matchup. The 6-7 Atlanta Falcons, no longer in first place. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers now have that distinction, having a tiebreaker over Atlanta, at the worst team in all of football, the 1-12 Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to take the Falcons in this one. Next at 1 p.m., the Battle of the Bays. The division leading in the NFC South, the 6-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 6-7 Green Bay Packers. Matty LaFleur lost for the first time in the month of December as a head coach this past Monday night. That upset from the New York Football Giants and Tommy DeVito. I think I'm doing that right. Is it this? Hold on. It's DeVito and the G-Men. And Packers took a dent in their playoff hopes, although they do have tiebreakers over the Rams. But again, a lot has to happen. I'm going to take Green Bay in this one. I don't know what the weather will entail in Lambeau Field. I'd have to think it's, late December, so it's going to be cold, right? Maybe snow, maybe not snow. I don't know. We'll see. Next, we have another divisional matchup of the AFC South persuasion. The 7-6 Houston Texans, with or without C.J. Stroud, that's the question. They're slumping. At the 5-8 Tennessee Titans, they're not out of it either. That comeback win at the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football. It was a doubleheader this past Monday night. Green Bay and the Giants in the Meadowlands. and Miami hosting Tennessee. Will Levis, it was a never give up attitude and mentality, and they didn't give up. They defeated the Finns. They upset the Finns. And C.J. Stroud has a concussion. He's in protocol. I've said it before. I think the Texans have peaked. They have definitely exceeded expectations. Coming from a guy that said that they were going to have the worst record in football and they were going to have the number one pick and they were going to draft an offensive lineman to protect a guy like C.J. Stroud. But he's the rookie of the year. But I'm going to take Tennessee in this one. I think they're back in it. You just open that door for Mike Vrabel, the head coach, and he's going to take advantage of that. He's a seasoned coach. So 1 p.m. on CBS, another division rival, this time of the AFC East persuasion. The 5-8 New York Football Jets at the 9-4 Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins have clinched nothing in the division, which is not a good thing. I think they thought they had it, and I thought they had it too. But the Buffalo Bills, we'll talk about later, are back in it. There's tiebreaker scenarios if all things go to fruition for Buffalo to actually now get to the playoffs. But I got Miami in this one. I know Zach Wilson had the game of his life this past Sunday against the Houston Texans. It's in Miami. I just don't see a way. Although the Dolphins always find a way to slide in December. It's just weird. But it's in their building. It was in their building on Monday night too, though. And they lost to the current Titans. Now they're taking on the former Titans of New York. That's what the Jets used to be called. They used to be called the Titans of New York in the AFL. But I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one. That's at 1 p.m. on CBS. 1 p.m. on Fox. They're not out of it yet either. The 5-8 New York Football Giants, the G-Men, at the 6-7 New Orleans Saints. They're not out of it either. 1 p.m. on Fox. It's in New Orleans. It's going to be close. I don't want to have to bet against Tommy DeVito, but I am. I think the Saints are going to win this one. It'll be close, I think. 1 p.m. on Fox. Kansas City, the reigning, defending, undisputed, but slumping Super Bowl champion, are at the New England Patriots. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. Right now, Kansas City's 8-5, and the Patriots are 3-10. Will Taylor Swift be there? Now, remember, the last time she was at Foxborough, Gillette Stadium, it was a religious experience for people that I knew several people that went to that Saturday concert where the rain fell and fell and fell. And it was memorable because she did 2 nights. Friday, I know someone who went to the Friday show as well, and there was no inclement weather. The Saturday, let the rain fall down. A year without rain. Laughter in the rain. But will she be there to support her man Travis Kelce and the reigning, defending, undisputed Super Bowl champ Kansas City Chiefs? I think she will. Remember, this game got flexed out. This was flexed out on Monday Night Football. Now, granted, Monday Night Football has only had the capacity to flex for, I think, either this year only, or last year, the last 2 years. But they are the first game ever flexed out. Who thought that the Chiefs would be flexed out? The primetime Chiefs. Well, they got flexed out for Philadelphia at Seattle, which is a much better game, I think. And I think Kansas City gets off the schneid and they beat the Patriots. 4:05 p.m. Sunday on CBS, the 4-9 Washington Commanders at the 6-7 Los Angeles Rams, who are not out of it. I'm going to take the Rammies in this one. 4:05 p.m. on CBS, it is a divisional matchup in the NFC West between the best team in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers, at the 3-10 Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco is the best in the NFC, I should say. I think Baltimore is overall because of alphabetical order, maybe. Well, anyway. The Niners. I can't see how they're not going to run away with this one. I got to take San Fran in this one. How about this? A Super Bowl 27 and 28 rematch between the Dallas Cowboys, who are trying to become the best in the NFC. They have the division lead right now because of alphabetical order and the tiebreaker scenario of beating Philadelphia last week, because they're both 10-3. At the 7-6 Buffalo Bills. Wow. Bills are back in it. As I mentioned, there's tiebreaker scenarios. If the Bills can somehow win the rest of their schedule and then defeat the Dolphins in Miami to close out the 2023 NFL season in January of 2024, then the Buffalo Bills circle the wagons and get back in the playoffs. That is a team I do not want to face if I'm the competition. You saw what they did against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I know the referees, I shouldn't say they had a hand in it, because a penalty is a penalty, right? Offsides is a penalty. I'm going to take the Bills. I know Dallas is kind of hot, but when they're away from Arlington, they're kind of in the middle. So, 8:20 p.m. on NBC, Sunday Night Football. This is a good one. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8-5 host the 10-3 Baltimore Ravens, who currently have the lead in the AFC. They're not going to have the lead in the AFC because the Jags are going to win this game in Jacksonville in prime time. And then Monday Night Football. This game was flexed. 8:15 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. The reigning defending undisputed NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles are at 10-3 and no longer in first place. They've kind of slumped a bit. They've lost 2 in a row. At the 6-7 slumping Seattle Seahawks. And I think the slump will continue for the Seabags. I'm going to take Philadelphia in this one. I think the Philly's going to get off the schneid and get back as the first place team in the NFC East. Okay, picks: Las Vegas, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, Atlanta, Green Bay, Tennessee, Miami, New Orleans, Kansas City, the LA Rams, San Francisco, Buffalo, Jacksonville, and Philadelphia. That's my Week 15 J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks prognostications, and I'm going to stick with it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, J-Dawg today, if you saw earlier today, talked about Craig Berube, the now former coach of the St. Louis Blues, being fired on Tuesday, and Drew Bannister now takes over in the interim. Talked about that. The next time I do J-Dawg today will be Saturday. And then the next time I do this, J-Dawg's Fearless Football Picks will be next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat Chanel here on this YouTube channel. And then I've got the recap on Tuesday, just after 10:30 in the morning or so. So there you have it, Week 15. Enjoy it. There it is. I'll talk to you during this format next Thursday. But J-Dawg today on Saturday, my favorite day of the week. See ya.